you. And then I actually came here, when I came here for school, it was like I'm rewalking these same steps that I took when I was little. And like, that's just a really cool feeling. And I would like drive by 650 and stuff when I was in high school, and I was like, how cool would it be to live there? And then I lived there and I was like, this place is dingy. I know, right? Committing when you're 15 is crazy. Like so much happens between 15 and 18.
Exactly. So they ended up changing the rules. So by the time I was recruited, the rule is September 1st of your junior year.
Okay.
So it did change, but before it was like that. It was a lot younger. Not every day you're motivated to do something, but just like you never regret doing it. I feel like every time I go for the run or whatever, I never regret going for the run after. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coop, the show that celebrates the past and present, sung and unsung legends of USC athletics. I'm your host, Olivia Thompson, and today I am joined by another very special guest, one of the newest members to our Gamecock softball team and a South Carolina, Columbia native from Irmo, South Carolina, Precious Bross. Precious, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. How does it feel back to be competing for your home state?
Literally just a dream. Like I wake up seriously in awe every day of my life. Like I'm like, I can't even believe like how everything has come together to end up back here. Like I'm just in awe, seriously.
It's pretty awesome, truly. Have you been welcomed back with open arms, or are people like, now why did you even switch up in the first place?
I know. Maybe there's a little bit of that, but they're like more so like, no, we're happy you're back.
Yeah,
like you're back on the right side. So.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know any of the other girls who are from South Carolina on the team before you came back here, or?
Yeah, I kind of knew of them because we're in the same area, like Lexi from White Knoll and Carly from Lexington. Like I would hear about them, like know them, and maybe I think I might have played Lexi when I was in like 7th grade or something like that. But I didn't know them on like a personal level, so I'm excited to get to know them better.
I think it says a lot about South Carolina as an athletic program collectively that so many local players want to play for this school. Like when I was in school, we had Ashlyn Watkins, Talasia Cooper, and then we have Joyce Edwards and Malaysia. And it's like all these people from South Carolina and local players, but then there's so many from the softball and football team too. Yeah. So I think it just says a lot that people want to come here and represent the school.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's something special. It means more sometimes, like just playing for your home state. And like I grew up, I always think of it like this, like I started at Irmo Little League and I was representing the state then, and like we were playing for South Carolina when I was in like 4th grade, and then kind of going through it, then I went to Irmo, and then I was representing like Irmo and that community, and then here like representing the state again. Like it's just a dream.
Yeah,
truly.
It feels very full circle, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So how have you been spending your time on campus? I know you haven't been here for all that long, but what has this summertime looked like for you?
Well, I kind of was busy like the first half of summer. Like I played in the summer league, and obviously like when I was in the portal, like taking visits and things like that. So I just got here to like stay maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So I've been like moving in my place and getting to work out with the strength coach. He's awesome. And some of my other teammates, like a few of them who are on campus for summer classes and things. So just getting to hang out with them and work out with them and go hit at the cages, kind of get in a groove before we actually start has been really nice.
That's awesome.
Yes.
When you were little, did you like come to South Carolina games a lot? Would you say that you were a fan of Gamecock softball?
Oh my gosh, yes. I loved coming to games, and I loved watching like the highest level of softball. And I just remember when I was younger, I would just look and I'd be like, I totally can do that. Like I can do that. Like I'm like in 10th grade, or like I'm like 10 years old, and I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, like I could go hit off her right now. Like I would just be such a dreamer, like so excited. And they looked like they had so much fun, and it just grew my love for the game, getting to watch South Carolina play.
Right, so. Definitely. I feel the same way. Like when I was young, I would always come and watch basketball games and just walk around campus and stuff, go to the Horseshoe. Yes. And then I actually came here, when I came here for school, it was like I'm rewalking these same steps that I took when I was little. And like that's just a really cool feeling. And I would like drive by 650 and stuff when I was in high school, and I was like, how cool would it be to live there? And then I lived there and I was like, this place is dingy.
I know, right?
But still, it was like, I'm still living out my dream.
Yes,
but not everything is as it seems.
You're right.
So what were some of the qualities about South Carolina that were most attractive to you when you were making that decision to come back? Or definitely, to like pick a school for your sophomore year?
Well, so it's funny because I was recruited a bit by them like before I went to UGA, and obviously that was under like a different coaching staff, and so seeing how the coaching staff now, like Coach Ash and everyone, has come in and just really brought life to the program, it's just exciting for me to see. Like even before I was thinking about transferring or anything like that, just seeing like what they were doing at South Carolina was cool because, you know, I did grow up watching them and like seeing how things have gone. So seeing the way that they've been so competitive on the field, and then getting to actually visit and like talk with the coaches and hearing their competitive culture and like seeing how they all love each other. It was just like, I was like, wow, I really want to be a part of this. And you can tell everyone's heart's in it and they love each other, but then that also helps them to push one another because they all know that at the end of the day, it's based off love, and then we can go work hard after that.
Absolutely. It seems like she has really turned the program around, and y'all have just blossomed. Last season was a lot of fun to watch. Like, y'all really took off. I'm excited to see where it goes. You guys have a lot of new players coming in this year. Have you had a chance? Well, I'm sure everyone's on campus, right?
Yeah, a few, yeah.
Cool. So what's the team chemistry looking like right now?
We're all just really excited. There's a lot of newcomers on campus, and one of my teammates, Tate Davis, she transferred in as well, and I met her at the North-South All-Star Games.
Okay.
When we were playing in high school. She's from Greer, so I think she was on the North team, I was on the South team, but so we weren't like on the same team, but we were like, imagine if we were on the same team, like that'd be so fun. So now we're like, wait, we are. So
yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, so we've just been super excited, and so getting to connect with her, and we both know what it means to play for this state and like represent South Carolina, and so getting to meet her and then getting to meet some of the other girls here, like everyone's just excited and like ready to be a part of like a like-minded culture, and we're all just going towards the same goal. Absolutely. What did it feel like to put on that jersey during your official visit? Like was that just dream come true? Yes, I remember I like looked at my parents, I was like, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm in here right now. We were at Williams-Brice, and the amount of football games I've gone to growing up there and like putting on the uniform. And then they were so sweet. They brought, my number was 1 in high school my whole career, and they like brought that number too for me to like put on, and that was just really special, and said like, wow, they really care about me.
A lot of intention, yeah.
Yes, like I was like, wow, that is crazy that you even knew that. Like how would you have known that?
Right.
Like, you really looked into it and like thought about little things that would make me excited. So that was just a dream come true, getting to put it on, and I was like, oh yeah, I could get used to this. Right.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's not to dismiss like the season that you had at Georgia, because y'all ended the season ranked 17th in the country, right?
Yeah. Well, we ended up finishing, I think, a bit higher because we've went to Super Regionals and played Florida. We lost there, so right before the World Series. But it was a good year.
Yeah, definitely.
And, yes,
it's crazy how good the SEC is. Like I was looking at, I think it was just the whole rankings for the SEC, and it was something crazy. Like South Carolina was 12th in the country or something, but 7th in the SEC, and it's like,
I know,
like they're so good.
Yes,
like,
it's crazy. Yeah, the SEC is packed with talent.
Yeah,
like truly, it's such a blessing to be in that competitive space. Really.
Right. So when you entered your name in the portal, what made you choose South Carolina? And not just because like it hits close to home, but what other schools were you looking at, and how did you narrow it down to make your decision?
Well, I went on a visit to Duke, and I knew going into the portal, I would prefer to be somewhere closer to home. Like UGA wasn't that far from home for me. It was like 2 hours 45. So I knew that was something that I was hoping to have. It wasn't like, oh, I wasn't going to have that limitation. God can do whatever he needs to do in my life. But I knew that was something that I wanted. So some of the schools that were more around here were more attractive to me. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're very happy to have you back.
Thank you.
And for those of us who don't really know a whole lot about like the softball terminology, you're a utility player, right?
Yes.
Can you describe what that means for us?
Yeah. Well, I grew up playing shortstop my whole life, and so that's like where I play. That's middle infield, and then there's the corners, which is third and first, and then outfield. So I can play pretty much anywhere on the field but first base.
Awesome.
I don't like, maybe, if I ever was really needed there, I could figure it out, but that really is not my spot.
Why?
So I don't know. I just never played it. I think I've played
Gotcha.
like 2 innings there my whole life. It was just, I've always played like shortstop, second, third, outfield.
I've heard
anywhere.
shortstop is the most fun.
It is very fun. It's very action packed, and you have to be like locked in the game the whole time. So, but yeah, so that's where I've always played.
Gotcha. So would you say that that's your favorite position to play?
Probably, but I've really grown to love outfield too.
Okay.
I think in college it's a lot of fun too. There's a lot of action there. I think when I was younger, I'd be like, outfield, because like,
you don't see a whole lot.
Yeah, like shortstop just got a lot of the balls, a lot of action. You're always in a play. So, but outfield now is very different than outfield when I was like 12. So
Definitely.
I think I've grown to really love that spot too. So really anywhere the team needs me, I'm more than willing to go play there.
That's pretty cool, being able to be a chameleon on the field like that. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, so in this show, I like to take it all the way back to the very beginning when you first got your start in your sport. Who introduced you to softball?
So I played soccer my whole life. That's like,
wow, okay.
Yeah, that was my other sport. I loved soccer. And I remember, like I said, I played with my best friends, but I got to like a point in soccer where I was like, it was like the age group I was. Like I couldn't go up an age group at the time, but I needed to because it was more competitive and I wanted to do that. But and I didn't want to stay at the one I was at. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try something else right now and then I'll get back to soccer. So some of my best friends in elementary school, they played softball, and like they would always play at recess and throw to each other, like pitch and stuff. And I'd be like, oh, I want to try that. So like I, would pitch at recess and stuff. And they're like, you should come play. And I was like, okay. So I just went and like played it. Mind you, was not thinking I was going to stick with softball. I was like, okay, this is temporary for soccer.
And how old were you around this time?
This is 4th grade, so I was 10, 10 years old. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll just try it, whatever. And moral of the story, I never went back to soccer.
Right.
I loved softball. It was so fun. There's so much to do and so much to learn, like hitting, fielding. At the time, I was like 10 and I wanted to pitch too, so I pitched.
I think everyone kind of like goes into it wanting to be a pitcher.
You have that little phase, right? But I would never do that now. Power to the pitchers, because that is crazy.
No, that's a lot of pressure.
Yes, the poise they have, incredible. But at that age, I was trying everything. So I played Irmo Little League with some of my friends, and then we did the little All-Stars, like, tried to get to the Little League World Series, that kind of run. But that really grew my love for the game there. And again, I think a part of it goes back to getting to represent my state. And like we had this, the South Carolina jersey and whatever. So that was just a really fun experience. And then from there, I feel like my love for the game just grew.
Absolutely. So when you have that love for it like that, I mean, it kind of sets you apart a little bit from the people who are just doing it to do it. When or how old were you when you realized that you were better than some of your peers you were playing with?
I would say it was more about like my work ethic, and my parents really instilled that in me. And like my dad, he would go to the cages with me every week, and that's just kind of the person I've always been. Like if I'm ever gonna do something, I'm gonna go all for it. Like I never want to be half like one-footed in or like halfway into something. Like I want to throw myself into it. So I think back then it was more of like a separation just from, I would just go work all the time because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be good at it. I was like, oh, this is new for me, but like, let's go. Like, this is fun. And so my dad would always go with me. We'd always hit. And then I feel like maybe when I was like 12, like I started playing, like I would play in instead of 12U, I'd play in like 14 or 16U and things like that. Like just always pushing myself and like wanting to be the best on whatever team I was on. I started playing varsity in 7th grade.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
But that really pushed me. And like, I was like, these girls around me are like 18, but like, I don't care. Like I want to play and like compete at this level. So I think, I don't know, just knowing that I always had to work for whatever I had and just having fun with it from then.
What was that like? Did you feel intimidated by being significantly younger than your teammates, or was that a challenge that you wanted?
I think it was a challenge I wanted. I honestly don't remember feeling nervous or anything at all. My high school coach was amazing. I talk to him all the time, still to this day.
That's
like,
sweet.
He's one of the best coaches I've ever had, seriously. And so I think playing for him as a coach really was just exciting. Like he would always stay after with me and hit me a million ground balls or like front toss me for hours. And I had a lot of good teammates around me that I looked up to. Like, yes, they were older, but I think they knew that I really wanted to be there and like I would stay after and like work and things like that with them. So I think getting to look up to some of those girls really was just inspiring at that time.
Definitely. Now, I know in softball, you guys started getting recruited really early. Like, there was this girl I knew who had committed to play when she was a freshman. And, like, that's very young.
Yeah.
When did you realize that softball was something you wanted to pursue at the collegiate level? So
that is true. There was a time where girls would get recruited. Like there was really no age limit, I don't think, on it. Like a lot of people, there were a lot of girls that would come in like 8th grade, 7th grade, things like that.
Yeah, for real. And like for basketball, that's like people would start getting interest from schools, but like committing when you're 15 is crazy. Like so much happens between 15 and 18.
Exactly. So they ended up changing the rules. So by the time I was recruited, the rule is September 1st of your junior year.
Okay.
So it did change, but before it was like that. It was a lot younger. But I would say I think it was kind of like I always played softball and I always wanted to just keep getting better and go to the next level and things like that. But I think maybe 8th grade was when I really like registered like, oh, I can like start to put that as my goal in front of me, you know? But I think before that it was always just like, okay, I'm 12, like I want to play in 16U. Okay, I'm like 14, I want to play in 18U. Like it was just like kind of building the levels, and then from there I was like, okay, like the next level is college, and like that's what I want to do. And I would love watching softball on TV and stuff. It would be like, yeah, that's it right there.
Definitely. And when it came time to make that decision, who was it between, and like what sort of factors were you looking for in a university and program when it came time for that?
Yeah. Well, again, it was kind of the same thing. I knew I wanted to stay closer to home, and I had like interest from some schools, but my process kind of went quicker. Like I committed to UGA in October, and we could start talking to schools in September. So it was kind of quick. I loved the coaching staff there. I still do. They're awesome. I love Athens. I love all the people there. So that was an amazing first year of my life or in college, my college career. So it was kind of quicker back then. Like I said, I went there and I just fell in love with Athens and the people on the team and everything. So it was kind of a fast turnaround for me, but
when you know.
Good. Yeah, it was a really good year, and I think God like brings you where you're supposed to be and make connections with coaches and your teammates. Like some of those girls are still going to be like some of my best friends going forward. So yeah, that's good. And I mean, despite it still being close to home, it's still far enough away that like you have that independence, and you kind of got to figure things out on your own.
Yes. You have that comfort of being 3 hours like away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're on your own. You're with a new group of people in a new place that you're unfamiliar with, and it's good. I think that's good for everybody that young. But Athens does seem really cool.
Yes, it's a really good area, and it, like you said, it was good to go there and like learn to live by myself. And like I said, I could call my mom and be like, "Yeah, you should come" or whatever. But it wasn't like, you know. So it was good to like learn to be in a new environment and with new people and adapt by myself and things like that.
Do your parents like to come to every game if they can?
Yeah, they definitely will come to whatever they can all the time. My dad, I mean, growing up, I can think of probably only one game that he's ever missed in my life.
That's awesome.
My mom too. Like they're the best parents I could ever ask for, truly. And they've poured so much into where I am now. But yeah, so I'm excited that they won't have to do as much to see me play anymore. Like, they're not gonna have to pour as much money and time and like driving and all the things and travel to come see me play.
You guys do play a lot. Like, your schedule is pretty slam packed. You play like over 40 games, right? Like in the 50s or at least. There's
a lot of games. Yeah. So I'm excited that a lot of them will be here and they'll be 15 minutes away.
Yeah, definitely. My dad, he works for UPS, and when I was playing in high school, he would like roll up to games in like full uniform, like in between.
So
I know, it was really awesome, but having parents like that who support you like the way that yours do and mine did, like the impact is definitely felt.
Yeah, it truly is.
Yeah. How did you, or in what areas did you see yourself grow the most during your time at Georgia?
I think I would say just continue to push myself. Like, I've always been pretty self-driven and things like that, but obviously the workload is more when you get to college. Like, you're working every day and things like that. So just continuing to like pour into the things that I know that make me better too, like whether it's on the softball field or outside, but just really growing myself, like my relationship with Christ, or going and hitting extra, like all the little things that just made me more confident in myself and like a better person and woman, because at the end of the day, that's what these things are supposed to be vessels for. They're supposed to help you grow into your next step and things like that. So I'd say just it helps me grow like holistically, just like a lot of little parts of my life that I'm like, okay, I need to pay attention to this. And like Coach Tony at UGA used to always tell us, like, we need to find things that fill our bucket, if it's with softball or without, like whatever it is. But on our off days, like if you want to go hit and that's going to fill your bucket, like go do that. Or if you need a day to go do your schoolwork, or if you need a day to go get your nails done, like whatever it is. So I think that was something I really took from there, is like filling your bucket and doing those little things. So then the rest of the week we can go and get after it. So
having self-discipline is definitely very important, and a kickstart to the growth that you're gonna have, because those other areas of your life outside of your sport are so important and will elevate how you feel when it comes time to actually be doing your sport, to have something that you can also pour yourself into outside of that. So when we're competitive athletes at a high level and like we're very serious about what we do, like sometimes we can get too caught up in that. So it's good to be able to reel that back and have another passion outside of it. But I wanted to ask this earlier, but when you got to Georgia, did you have a welcome to college sports moment? Was it like was there a wake up call moment, or like so this is the next level?
I feel like I would like to say no, because I feel like I'm just a very like scheduled, organized person. Like I feel like that's just how I've always operated. Like I'm like, okay, I need to go wake up and go to the gym. I need to go do my schoolwork at this time. I need to go to practice at this time, and then stay after and do this, and then have time to hang out with my friends and family.
That's good.
And so I feel like that helped me a lot going into college, and I honestly feel like it made me feel better, because I like the schedule and I like knowing, okay, this is what I need to do this. So I think yes, in terms of, I mean, obviously it's like you have to do it, like, but also like you get to do it. I don't know. It's like a privilege to be there. So I would say yes and no, but yeah, that's my response.
No, I mean, it's definitely good that you had a routine coming, or like you enjoy routine coming into college, because it's definitely going to slap you in the face. Like,
yes, if not.
we would get our schedules for the whole entire week sent to us on Sundays, and it would every single hour of every single day it would be something. So if you're not used to that and you just kind of like going about your days, then it is going to be a shock. But when I first got to school, I just remember the conditioning was something that I was not too accustomed to from high school. And I mean, luckily Coach Staley, like, she wasn't really like the biggest, I'm not going to say, I don't think advocate is the right word, but she didn't push conditioning as much as some coaches do, because there's already so much running involved in basketball.
Yes.
But
I can't even imagine that. I mean, I played soccer, so I guess I kind of get the running thing.
Oh,
but
yeah. You very much get it. Yeah.
Y'all like the back and forth all the time. Like softball is not like that.
No, definitely not. So I wanted to know if there was a game last year at UGA that stands out to you the most.
I would definitely say regionals. When we went to Duke, it was just really fun. Obviously we were at Duke, and I just feel like our team, we won the first game versus them, and our team was just like on fire. It was fun, and we were all just excited, and things were like kind of like clicking, and our offense was on, pitching was on, everything, and I don't know. It was just a fun experience getting to be in the NCAA tournament and just feel like the postseason vibes that I've always dreamt of. So that was really fun, and then obviously just getting to travel with all my teammates, and we knew like it was just like, okay, all or nothing. So that was stood out. That was really fun.
Absolutely. What's the furthest that you traveled for softball?
Like in college or outside of college?
Yeah, or I guess it can be outside too. I just want to see like where all it's taken you.
I guess, okay, in college, I think the farthest we went was Florida.
Okay.
I think Orlando or, yeah, because Alabama was closer. Oh, wait, no, Missouri. We went to Missouri.
Gotcha.
And then outside of college, Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting that you travel further for like high school than you do for college.
I know. It is crazy, but I think maybe as time goes on.
Absolutely, because they like to spread it out all over the place. But yeah, traveling with your sport is a lot of fun.
Yes.
And I think that it's like the camaraderie that builds when you're traveling with your team, and just on those very scheduled, regimented road trips are a lot of fun. A lot of memories made on those bus rides. But
yes, oh my gosh.
Did you guys beat Georgia, or Duke in the regionals?
Yeah, we did.
What was that like?
So we won the first game. First we started playing Coastal, so we won, and then we won versus the first game against Duke, and then we ended up playing Duke again because they like went through the, I guess, losers bracket of the regional, and then we played them again. We lost, but they had to beat us twice, and so we lost the first one, but then won the second one. So it was like a doubleheader that day, but yeah.
It's crazy to me that you guys play 2 games in one day. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, it is crazy. Does that not happen in basketball ever?
Really? Never. I mean, we'll play like we'll play like 3 games a week at max, but like always consistently 2. But 2 games in a day, I just can't imagine.
Well, I mean, shoot, y'all would probably be beat because the running, it's the running.
Yeah, the recovery that would have to occur would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So now that you're going into this year at South Carolina, what are some aspects of your game that you worked on this off season going into your sophomore year?
I would say just continuing to be confident. Like, sometimes I feel like we work on so many things as athletes, and we're studying film or like all these different things. So I think I've done a lot of that over the past year. And so just kind of trusting my work. Like, I know that I'm putting the work in every day, and kind of just trusting that and not overthinking it. I feel like that's what I've been focused on the most, is just like having the confidence and just kind of going in and trusting what I'm doing. Go like work in the lab, think about it then, and then like when I need to go perform or put it to good use, like I just let it happen. So I think that's what I've been focused on.
Absolutely. The mental side is so important. And if you're just constantly focusing on the X's and O's and the hitting and just all the little the stuff like that, but you're not really working on your confidence or how good you feel in your body going into these movements, then it kind of cancels each other out.
Yeah.
So you have to have the mental side before you can have the physical. Definitely.
Especially when you get to college and there's like a lot of change, and you're like, learning through things, or I don't know, learning different approaches or different ways to swing and all that kind of stuff. Just being able to go back to the basics and like, okay, like this is what I'm here for a reason. Like, I've always been doing this, but these things are adding to my game. Like, let's go. And then just putting it to work. So.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to see how this season plays out. And before we end our episode, I have 2 more questions for you. The first question is, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received, or what is a piece of advice you would like to share?
I'd say the best piece of advice I'd like to share is you never regret doing it. I feel like every time I'm like, I don't know, having a busy day, and I'm like, should I go hit again or go work out again, or should I go work out in the first place, or whatever it is. I feel like that's what keeps me going, keeps me working hard, and keeps me disciplined. Like, not every day you're motivated to do something, but just like you never regret doing it. I feel like every time I go for the run or whatever, I never regret going for the run after. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that. Or if I go hit for an extra 30 minutes, I never regret doing it. But if I didn't do it, like, I'm like, I should have gone and hit, or like, what if maybe I should have gone and did something. So I think that's my biggest advice for staying disciplined, is just you never regret doing the work.
I love that. That's awesome. The second question I have is, if you weren't a softball player, what would you be doing?
I definitely think I would probably be playing soccer.
Okay, definitely playing a sport.
Yeah, I still think I'd be playing a sport somehow. I love being an athlete, and I think it's just so much fun. So I think I would probably just be playing another sport.
What position were you in soccer?
I played forward,
okay,
or like attacking mid.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't know anything about soccer. I'm like, nice.
Basically, I would just try and score goals.
Okay. Hey, that sounds like fun.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. And Precious, thank you so much for being on. I'm excited to see how this season goes for you and the rest of your career. So, yeah, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. I loved it. Thanks for having me.
Of course, always.